All right, I'm walking down the canal here. I bump into this gentleman. Give me a handshake.
Hey.
Why did you stop me? And have you been watching our stuff lately? And what do you think about everything you've been seeing?
Yeah, I think what's being provided is great. I really like the platform. I think we're getting a new way for the individuals in society to view themselves and to view the world that we live in. It's important. It's important.
You were saying you study Buddhism a lot, and you were also saying that it's important to be active though in the community. You said even Buddha and Jesus were both kind of activists, and it's important to have your beliefs, but also make sure that you also talk about it. Is that right?
That's right. So the belief in itself is good, but it's more about embodying the characteristics of those individuals. So we speak about somebody like a Buddha or a Jesus Christ. They were socially engaged in their communities at that given time. So I agree. What we're saying to you is that I feel like we should be socially engaged, but keeping an open and loving heart.
Right, that's good. And what'd you think of our last interview with David Icke? What'd you see there? Be honest, man, be honest. Because we could also give David some feedback, but what did you see with that interview, with the information and with the vibe and everything? What'd you see?
Yeah, let me just come on.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
So I felt the interview with David Icke was a great interview. I think David has touched on some important points. As I was saying to you earlier, I felt that maybe there was a little bit of a lack of balance between some of the things that are happening in society and the practical solutions that we can take to remedy some of these challenges. So when you think about the last half an hour of the interview where we're talking about ourselves as embodying a higher consciousness, that being available to us, not being something we have to own. David did a great job in exploring that. I'm a practitioner of Zen Buddhism. We talk about our Buddha nature, we all have that. And I felt maybe the interview we could have kept that open and loving feel throughout. We can talk about difficult subjects, but with an open heart.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I appreciate that observation for sure. I think David gets super passionate. He's been doing this for 30 years, so I think sometimes he gets emotional and a little angry when he sees things happening that he thinks are kind of bad and detrimental. What I do find interesting about each one of our 3 conversations in 2020 is that at the end, he always brings it back to some type of love, some types of extinguish the fear, and that's the way forward, some type of we are all eternal energy. And that's what I find makes him different than anybody that person out there who calls for destruction and revolution and violence. And Dave's like, no, it's all inside of us.
Well, that's right. I feel like the revolution starts within. So a great metaphor that we use, everybody uses, if your house is on fire, somebody set your house on fire, what do? Do you go and chase the guy down the road, or do you stay home and put the fire out? So the mind is a bit like a house. We live in our minds. So if our house has been set on fire, what do? We don't chase the guy down the road. We extinguish the fire first, and then we make action.
It's really well said, man. And that's why a lot of people can't engage with David, because they say this cult or these entities that he talks about, they don't buy into. And sometimes I say, I think that is actually a part of us. I think that's that part of our identity that we can't get our head around. It's the part of ourselves that we don't like, or our ego or something that makes us make bad decisions. So sometimes, if you're thinking, I don't think it's a cult, well, it's something inside of us that maybe we haven't come to peace with, and then the society reflects that.
I agree.
You agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the real revolution starts within.
Yeah.
So
that's the message. I love that. That's a great message. The real revolution starts within. I couldn't agree more. I think we all need to think about it and breathe with it and think about who we want to be in this world, the energy we want to put out, and the people we want to be. And we want to be at a higher consciousness. Do we want to love each other? And I agree. I think that's the best thought. So any final thoughts? I appreciate the Buddhism tip. Any final thoughts from you?
Any final thoughts? It's a beautiful day. Yeah. Breathe and go slow.
I love it, man. Revolution starts from being. Thank you, Ranch. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate everybody out there. And these, by the way, aren't actors. All right. Lots of love. We'll see you on London Real. Peace.